Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'm bringing you today's video. Just had a few things I wanted to go over real fast. First, our usual shout out of appreciation to all of our patrons out there. We appreciate all those tips and support, and hope you guys are enjoying the videos that we put out for you guys exclusively every single week, including the How to Deal Craps instructional set that is ongoing. And if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description of the video down below. And also, I wanted to go over, we've had a couple of questions about the this little neon light thing that we've been putting on some of our other videos. So if anybody's interested in one of these, just shoot us an email at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. And so I did another test of our live stream, another attempt to do the live stream. So I now know that I have the right equipment, the right camera, the right programming, able to get all of that done. Unfortunately, what I did discover is that my computer was not strong enough, was not powerful enough to be able to encode and upload it as an actual live stream. So I'm going to continue tweaking with that, although it may turn out that I'm just going to have to wait until I can afford to buy a newer, more powerful computer for that. So that will be on the list. So it does look like live streaming may not be as upcoming as I was hoping. It's going to take us a little bit of time to generate that up. And otherwise, please make sure you email us with any questions, strategies, anything you would like us to video. We love shooting these videos for you guys. If not, I'm going to go straight into today's video. So for today's video, I want to talk about something that not a lot of players really understand. And that's a little bit of I guess, the mindset of the dealers. There are some players, the extremely casual players or the super die-hard, thinking they've mastered the game. Typically the ones with that attitude, oh, I've mastered this game, nobody can tell me how to play, I know everything. They typically only know about 10% of the game. Oftentimes people learn, say, the pass line or some place bets, maybe with some presses, and then learn a few hot bets, and then they think they've got this game figured out. You know, those players, the ultra casual players, or those super die-hard, I've mastered the game players, seem to be operating under this assumption that the players are on the side of the house, and that is, of course, absolutely ridiculous and one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life, because, as we've mentioned in the past, about 60 to 80% or more, depending on the location, of what a dealer makes, especially center strip, could be up as high as 90% or more, of what a dealer makes does not come from the casino, it comes from the players. We don't make money if the players aren't making money. So the dealers are 100% on the players' side. They want the players to win. That's the goal, for the player to win as much money as possible. So one thing about a dealer's mindset that a lot of people don't understand is that the dealer does not care what your strategy is. Dealer does not care in any way, shape, or form what your strategy is. You can play any strategy you like. Now, some strategies the dealers have just seen so many times that they kind of start to roll their eyes. I mean, let me give you a great example. Regardless of what the point may be, man, I seem to roll. This is the reason I don't play dice. I roll a lot of sevens. Let's say the point is an 8, and then we see a player that says, "Okay, give me 51 action on the 5, 6, and 8." And we immediately know what their next bet's going to be. Boom, they're going to go into the field. So we're seeing the iron cross. We're seeing a classic iron cross. And this is going to have the dealer go, okay, the iron cross, they've been watching too many YouTube videos. And especially if it's just same bet, because the dealers know that with the iron cross and just the classic iron cross and just same betting every single time, that this player is on the slow train to Tap City and is at the absolute best is not going to win a whole ton of money, because as we've reviewed in the past, the worst case scenario here wipes out $61, and the best case scenario, every single hit is only winning $10 or $11. So you need 12 wins, 12 hits to cover a worst case scenario and to cover your initial buy-in before you start making any profit. So the dealers see this and they just know, okay, this player's not going to win a whole lot of money. So this particular strategy, while super popular, not a terrible strategy, does make the dealers in the back of their head go, great, this player's, we're probably not going to win any money off of this player. That's one thing that the dealers will understand. When they see an iron cross, generally iron cross players are not going to be tipping the dealers, because one, we know they're not going to make a lot of money, if anything. If they do make money, it's going to be very small, because again, 10 or 11 bucks per hit. $61 in action. You got to hit 6 times just to break even. We already know that that does not happen very often. And that's not even counting trying to overcome a worst case scenario. Plus, this strategy tells us that this player does not actually understand the game all that well, so they watch YouTube videos to, it's kind of funny me saying that since I'm on YouTube, but they watch some of the YouTube videos and learn their game off of somebody telling them what the best strategy is instead of actually someone teaching them how the game is played. So we see this strategy and it's like, okay, here we go. We're just not going to make a whole lot of money off of this player, but it's a very simple strategy, so the dealers certainly don't mind the Iron Cross. Iron Cross is not a difficult strategy to deal to at all. It's a very easy strategy to deal to. So that right there, to a dealer, it's kind of a neutral thing. Because again, the dealers don't care what your strategy is. They really, really don't. If you're a don't player, if you're playing the DC, they're generally going to be able to tell based on where you put yourself and how you play it on whether or not they are on your side. If you're over there by the stick and you're throwing your money and saying that's in the DC, which by the way is a self-service betting area, so it's the player's responsibility to put their money there themselves. And there's open spots on this side of the table. Well, at this point, the dealer's like, okay, this person is one of those I'm going to boss the dealers around players, so it's probably not going to work out very well for the dealers either. Now, if you're directly next to the DC, so you can reach it yourself. You're playing the DC, and then should it travel, you're doing a couple lays. Even if you're not doing lays, if you're playing the DCs, we actually see a lot of players that will do a DC and then do a DC for the dealers. They'll say, yeah, that's a dealer bet. So, especially if it's a cold table, so they're making money. Because again, the don't come is a very viable strategy. It's a good strategy. When dealers see players playing the place bets. Dealers actually have to stop and see. They have to wait and see, because this right here is the opening move to hundreds of different strategies, be it regression strategies, mid-press strategies, sister press strategies, power press strategies, same bet strategies. There's so many different areas that that it can go any direction. Really, it can go absolutely any direction, and there's just no way to tell until we've seen how the player plays a few times. But again, the dealers don't care what your strategy may be. The strategy like this actually gets to be the most fun, because when we see place bets, we're hoping that the player is a press player, because the dealer actually wants to feel like they're dealing too. We see a lot of times where players are playing place bets and it's just table minimum and same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet, same bet, or a 2-point Molly system on the come, same bet, well, you can't press those. So 2-point Molly system on the come, always the same flat bet, and or just a pass line and odds and maybe a 6 as a place bet, and that's it. And you'll hear the dealers after a couple of hours, they'll be on break or something saying, man, I've been at work for 2 hours now and I haven't dealt craps yet. Because they want to feel like they're doing something. They want to feel like they're actually dealing this game, not just okay, here's your $14, here's your $14, here's your $14. But again, there's nothing wrong with the strategy. The dealers just like to see people make money. That's why when you catch a 20-minute roll and you're still at 52 across, you might hear the dealer saying, man, I'd have my 6 at least 150 by now. And it's because they're trying to let you know, like, you might want to increase your aggression a little bit so you can make more money. The dealers want you to make as much money as possible. So when the dealers are dealing a 30-minute hand and nobody has made more than a few $100s, that hurts the dealers deep in their soul, because they know that a 30-minute hand should be thousands, should be $1,000, $2,000 win for the players. And they don't expect people to be hyper aggressive from the get-go every single hand, but they'd like to see people at least trying to win money on these great hands. But again, the dealers don't care what your strategy is. The only things that really matter to the dealers is, one, is the player making money? Is the player at least trying to make money? And two, is the player affecting the rest of the players? So that's why certain strategies are going to drive the dealers nuts. Turn my bets off, turn my bets on, take me down, move this bet to this bet. I've seen people will say, swap my 4 and 10, or move my 4 to the 9, move my 9 to the 6, here, press the 6, here's a couple more bucks. Or, turn my 4, 5, and 9 off. but leave my 6 and 10 working, or press my 6-1 unit but drop my 5 down to table minimum, and just these constant moves for little $10, $12, $15 payouts. It's slowing the game down, it's slowing the dealer down, it's impacting every other player's experience with the game. That will drive the dealers nuts. The dealers are basically looking for two things. They're looking for players to make as much money as possible, and by that I mean all the players. And they're looking for the players to not be impacting the experience of everybody else. So let everybody else be able to make their bets as well. Don't slow the game down by taking a minute to get all of your bets in, or late betting, things along those lines. So again, as I'm trying to really stress, the dealers don't care what your strategy is. Play whatever strategy you would like. Don't get pigeonholed by strategies, though. Remember, there's a lot of different strategies. You can always change how you play the game as well. So I hope you guys find this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, just plain fun. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now. Okay guys, so as I promised at the end of the videos, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the live stream and how it's going to work. So the first thing is, if you're interested in being one of the players for our craps tournaments, which is we're going to have every single week, please email us at sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. I need the email addresses and want to know who is interested so that we can get it set up and we can select it. I'm going to have, the first round is going to be 16 players. There'll be 4 players per week. The 5th week is going to be the 4 champions from the previous weeks to get an ultimate champion. Haven't decided yet what the prize will be. Maybe I'll see if I can pick up another one of these lights. But we'll have some sort of prize for our champion. So please, if you're interested, email us. I want to pick the first 8 players, the first 2 weeks worth of players, so that we'll have the first 4 ready for the first week, and the other 4 will be kind of backup, just in case somebody has connection issues or something comes up and they're not able to play that week. Then I've got the other players on standby, so I can just bump one of them up or maybe shift the first person down or something along those lines. The main tournament is going to be Thursdays at 6 o'clock my time, Las Vegas time, 6 p.m. Las Vegas time. And it's the way it's going to work is it's going to be a time thing. I'm going to do the live stream for an hour. I'm going to do the game for an hour, rather. And it might work out to about 30 rolls, might work out to about 40 rolls. I'm not too sure. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be time. It's going to be an hour. Instead of the craps tournaments that they do down on the strip where it's 30 rolls, we're going to do an hour. So I want to make sure I have a finite time limit for this to start with, and then we will go from there. I'm going to find a way, either a Discord or a Zoom or a private chat room, some way for the players to be logged into something where I can communicate with them on my second computer, so that they can tell me what their bets are, what they want to bet, what they want to press when something hits, without me having to scroll through the full chat of the live stream itself. I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on that, and if we have enough people watching and chatting, it could be difficult to keep an eye. So I have to figure that part out. Another reason I need the emails, so I can communicate back and forth with the potential players. So if you're interested, again, please email me. Eventually, just pretty much everybody's going to have an opportunity to be in on these things, because we're going to do multiple ones. I'm also looking at probably doing a second craps tournament, maybe late Wednesday nights, possibly, I'm not sure, where I'm going to do it a little bit different. The second one is going to be, instead of 1 hour and then whoever's got the most chips is the winner, because those craps tournaments tend to have really weird strategies. They're not normal strategies that you'd see in normal play, because you're competing against other players and you just want to make sure you have more chips than them by the end. What I'm going to do with the second tournament is, instead of a weekly winner, we're going to play for an hour, and then I'll keep track of how much money people still have on there, or how many chips they still have. And then the next week, same players are going to keep going. Basically, this game will go until the bankrolls end, until we have one person with money left, or chips left. Again, there's no money involved in this. So once we have one final winner, so people will drop out as their play money bankrolls expire, as they run out of chips. So that one, I'm guessing we'll see some more normal strategies, the kind of things people actually play when they're actually playing craps. And then eventually we're going to add baccarat, pai gow, 3-card poker, blackjack, of course, to these tournaments, whatever we can, to these live streams and live stream tournaments, whatever we can when we can, as best we can. We're going to have to figure it out as we go. We have a lot of time constraints between me working full time plus a child, but we're going to do the best we can. We're very, very excited to have this going, and we also will try and pick a day or time where I can do a patron exclusive tournament or two. We'll see. We'll see how many of our patrons are interested, and see if we can't get that going as well, where it's only on the patron site. So definitely stay tuned, guys. Please, if you're interested in playing in one of the tournaments or partaking in our live streams, aside from just the chat, obviously it's a live stream. Please watch, chat with us, let us know how it's going or what you think, and otherwise, please, again, email us, sincityliving.lv@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Any suggestions, please hit us up. Thank you guys very, very much. We appreciate every single one of you guys, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.